All right, we're going to finish up the unit today with fractions, decimals, and percents. Not going to be very difficult. When you're dealing with fractions, decimals, and percents, you need to be able to make sure that you can go from either one to either one. Make sure you can go fractions, to decimals, percents. So if I start with a fraction of 3/4, then you should be able to take 3/4 and you should change it into 4, into 3, and decimal. And divide it. 4 will go into 30. 7 times, that's 28, 20, 4 is 125 times, so decimal is 0.75. So if you want to change a fraction into a decimal, you need to divide. Use long division or use, what about this one? This one's easy. 4 over 10. Well, what is 4 over 10? 0.4, 4/10. So some things you don't have to really think about. You just do it. Okay. How about 3/5? Well, 3/5 you don't have to divide because you can make that into tenths, can't you? And that's equal to 6/10. So if you're changing a fraction into a decimal, you can either do it by dividing, or if it's applicable, if there's a multiple of 10, you might be able to finagle it and just do the tens. Okay. Of course, anything over 100, 4 over 100, you just move the decimal what? There's a decimal on 4. Where do I move it? 2 places to the what? To the left, and that's a decimal, but we'll get to that eventually. Okay? So you can change, there's 3 ways to change from a fraction to a decimal. 1 is to divide. 2 is to see if there's a multiple of 10 or 100. Oops. Multiple of 10. If you get a multiple of 10, then you just put the decimal in. And then the third way is to put it over 100, or if it's over 100. If it's over 100, just move decimal place 2 places. Okay? So there's 3 different ways to go from a fraction to a decimal. Going to a decimal to a percent. Say again? Yeah, they say that I'm lying. Decimal. Let's go with 0.75. Well, if I wanted to go back to a fraction, I would count my place values. 75 over what? Well, that's in the hundredths place, so that's 75 over 100. So I just went from a decimal to a fraction. Of course, you need to reduce, which that would be, I don't know, 3 over 20, something like that, or 25 over 20, or something. I don't know what it is. 25, 3 over 4. Well, there it is right there. Okay, so you look at the place value. So if I give you 0.38, you know that's equal to what? 38 over what? 100, and you support it. If I want to go from a decimal to a percent, what is percent? Percent means, I'm going to draw a line after it, over 100. That's what percent means. Centus is Latin for 100. Century, cent, centipede, century. How do I say century? Percent, over 100. So, if I give you 75%, or 0.75, that means I've got to move the decimal 2 places. That's 75 over 100. That's 75%. If I want to go from a decimal to a percent to a fraction, well, I just did that. 75%, that's the way it's written, is equal to 75 over 100. And 75 over 100 is a fraction. So you can go from either, let's say 3/4, you could do it this way. 4 will go into 100 how many times? 25 times 3 is 75. And then 75 over 100 is 75%. You can go either way. Depends on what the directions you're asking. Most of you should be able to do these because you made it all the way to this class. You should be able to do it. That's not really the test question I'm going to ask you. All right? The test question, I can just come on in whenever. That's fine, Hope lunch was good. If you want to know what you're going to be tested on, it's going to be this. 2 things. On 11.1, you're going to be tested on. Is of percent over 100 and the Walmart equation. Okay? Now, thought I had this. Hold on a second. Let me look one place and see if I have this somewhere. Okay, where are you? Here. No, that's not in here. Must have lost it. There it is. Oh well, I guess I don't have it. I'll have to look, see if I can find it some other place. Oh well. I thought I had a PowerPoint, but I don't. I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Now, with your is a percent over 100, I tell students that these go with your sentence questions. Y'all seen them? If you haven't seen them, you've seen them on standardized tests. If you haven't seen them on standardized tests, you've seen them on past tests in the past. 20 is what percent of 120? Okay. 30% of what number is 13? This is so the other one is 30% of what number is, or 3 3 is what percent, 3 is what number. I'm trying to figure the third one out. I'll figure it out in a minute. But what you do is you take that number and this number, and where do you put them? You put them in the formula. So 20 goes in the top, and 120 goes right here. We don't know the percent, so that gets an X. And then the 100 goes here, and cross multiply and what? Solve. So that's going to be 120X is equal to 2,000. Divide by 120. Divide by 120. Well, we can take those two zeros out. And X is equal to 200 divided by 12, but you can reduce that down a little bit. What, 100 over 6? And that's 50 over what? 3. And 3 we're going to, so that's equal to, X is equal to, 3 we're going to 50 one time, and 6, it doesn't repeat, yeah, I think it repeats. So 20 is what? 17% of 120. Okay. 30%. Well, that goes in the 30 slot over 100. Is 13. So I'm sorry, I just messed that up. And of is what? X. Cross multiply. 30x is equal to 1,300. Divide by 30. Divide by 30. That 0 goes out. And you get x is equal to 130 over 30, and you can simplify that. So your sentence equations, you just plug the numbers in wherever they go. I got that? I can't think of the last one. 14 is 50% of what number? When you do it by algebra, that's one of the sentence problems. Is, let's go with 20%. 20% of what number? 14 goes in the is spot. Of is what? X, and then 20 is over 100. Oh, we do one like this. We did one like this. Okay, it's just turned around. And that's going to be 14 or 20x is equal to 1,400. Divide by 20, divide by 20, and x is equal to 140. Or 70, I'm sorry. 70. Okay, so 14 is 20% of 70. And you can use these in word problems, but I usually tell people with the Walmart equation, you can get by with the Walmart equation, and it's a whole lot easier in some instances. Let's look at the Walmart equation. Where in the heck did I find the Walmart equation? Actually, I thought it up. And it's not original. Everybody in here uses it. Because everybody in here went into Walmart with a $10 bill and no other money. Okay? Don't say you haven't, you're lying. Because everybody's been short of money one time in their life. I'm pretty much every day. But anyway, if I didn't spend so much, I'd be all right. Walmart equation, let's just think about it. Let's say you go into Walmart with $10. That's all you got. And you want to buy 2 or 3 items in the grocery store or whatever. How do you do that? Well, we got this thing called taxes, right? And you have to add that so you know, make sure you got enough money. So you say, okay, this is $3, and there's 5 cents on every dollar, so that'd be $3.15. Y'all have all done that before, okay? If you haven't, then you're either lying or you're not cognitive enough to know to do it, okay? One of the two. And then you say, okay, this is $6. 6 times 5 is 30, so that's $6.30. And you add the $5.15 or whatever it came out to be. You add those two together and you see you got enough money. Everybody's done that. Well, the formula or the algorithm that you use when you say $6.30, 6 plus 30 is 6.30. That algorithm that you use is the Walmart equation. X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. Everybody in here is using it. Now, you just need to know what positive and negative mean. Well, positive is taxes and tips. So draw your little circle right here and put taxes and tips. And then, of course, the minus symbol means what? Discount. Okay, discount. So let's say you go to Outback. That's my favorite. Let's say you go to Outback. And you get appetizer. You get refreshments. You get dinner. And dessert. For 2 people. You're talking at least $100. Okay? So let's say it comes out to be $105.32. Well, you want to put a tip with that, and usually 20%. But let's say you're a stingy person, and let's say for calculation purposes, you want to do 18%. Plus the 18% tip. Then you put it through the Walmart equation. 105.32. Sorry, I'm just having a brain blow walk in. Think and talk at the same time. Plus, because it's a tip, 0.18 times 105.32 is equal to the total. Now here's where you need to use your calculator because you're not Rain Man, all right? Unless you're Rain Man, you're not going to be able to multiply 18% times 105.32, and that's what your calculator is for. Not to think for you, but to help you out, all right? Thinking for you is adding 6 plus 14, or 25 plus 31 in your calculator. That's thinking for you. So, what's 105.32? Somebody give me this. 10% is going to be 1050, so 20% is going to be $21, something like that. So we're talking about what? $18.96. Plus $18.96, and somebody tell me what that is. 18 plus 105, what is that? 123 even? What is that? The grade was dropped 10 points. What is it? 124. That's the Walmart equation. All right, now you do one. I'll give you an example. you do it. Let's say that you got a shirt or a blouse or whatever you call it, whatever gender you are, and the tag's torn off of it. There's no tag. And it's on a table. And that table says 25% off. Okay?
What's the price on
I don't know. You go up to scan it, or you go to scan it, and they say that the price is $27.32. That's what it scans. What's the original price?
That's with the 25% off?
What's the original price on the tag? That's with 25%. That's what it scans, yes. So what's the original price? Now there's two ways to do this. The incorrect way, which most people do because they think they can do it with is a percent over 100, but you can't. Or the Walmart equation. So you choose which one you want to do. Because you can't back it in because you don't know the original price. I'm serious, that's why. So use the Walmart equation. So 25% off means positive or minus? So x minus 0.25x is equal to 27.32. So you just got a regular old algebra problem. And what's 1 minus 0.25? 0.75x is equal to 27.32, and then divide by 0.75, divide by 0.75. Somebody give me the 36.44. Now you can work all day until your eyes pop out. You won't get that answer by this other percent of the number. So it's kind of handy to have the Walmart equation. Did you do it wrong? You just dropped another 5 points. What? Hold on. I know that y'all can't work the calculator now. Oh, something else I show y'all. Since y'all brought up that y'all can't do the calculator, I've got a free class. Well, where is it? It's gone.
Okay, I got it.
No, forget it. I'm going to pull it up now.
I need to add a penny.
No, forget it. Forget it. And I'm going to do it now. But y'all can't use the calculator. All right, $27.32 divided by 0.75. $36.43. That's the answer. That's what it said. Oh, they right the whole time. Be quiet.
I swear to God, why are you making me second guess myself? I'm a wizard at second guess. Because I'm shocked a lot.
That's the answer. What's 1 minus 0.25? 1 right there. Anything in a variable, remember me telling y'all this, all variables have a coefficient in front of it. Can't say it's 0 because if it's 0, 0 times the variable, it goes out. So what's in front of it if nothing's there? 1. I was going to show y'all something. And somewhere it went away. I had it pulled up. It's a conspiracy. Same thing Hillary's got. www.education.net. How to work your calculator. Look at there. I got 2 free refresher classes. One on how to use calculator and one how to do word problems. So you need to click on that, put your first name, last name, your email address, and its password, and then look up Kickstart, and so when you click on it right here, it'll take you to this, sign up, and you sign up right there and put those things, and then after you sign up, do a search for Kickstart, and it'll be there. So you can do the free word problem and free calculator class. Okay? And you don't have an excuse not to use your calculator now, like y'all ever did. Some of y'all calculated drill team in high school. Twirl it around on a basketball, or like a basketball on your finger. Some of y'all a little bit too good at it. All right. So that's how you do the Walmart equation. One more. Let's say that you are at a restaurant and you trying to think of the problem that they're giving us. Okay. Your bill at the restaurant is $42.50. So that's your bill at the restaurant. You ever seen these places that go ahead and add the gratuity to it? You ever seen one of those places? Well, you go to pay your bill, and your bill, I can't find the mouse. Your bill is equal to $50.32. I want you to find the percentage tip that they put. Now you could do that with this up percent over 100, but it's confusing. Or you could just put it through the Walmart equation. What is the tip? Positive or negative? Positive. So all you gotta do is plug in the right places and you get the answer. Or you can just what? Quit. And live in a ditch. In a box. I was homeless one time. Had to spend it. Yeah, I was. Oceanside, California. I missed the bus back to base. I had to spend the night on the sidewalk. So me and this other Marine, back to back, slept on the sidewalk. That in Tijuana jail. I'm gonna claim to fame. Let's see, get this thing to record now. Let's watch this. I have done, I don't know how many videos, and I've never had a problem. Stop. It's a conspiracy. Oh my gosh, now it's whatever. See, I try to do the, okay, something must be wrong with YouTube. That's all I can say. I try to do them after every class, so that way, when this class that comes in after this class, I like to beat the door down. And I have to leave, and I can't get the last class loaded. So that's why sometimes y'all's class isn't loaded. I don't know, something's wrong with it. So, 42.5 plus x times 42.5 is equal to 50.32. 42.5 plus, I'm just going to turn this around, 42.5x is equal to 50.32. How do you get rid of adding 42.50? Minus 42.50, that's right, class. So 42.5x is equal to 7.82. And then divide by 42.50. And somebody give me that number. So you just gave them 18% tip. Which is good. 15 to 20 is usually what I give. It depends on how many times the tea glass goes, or the refreshments go unnoticed. And usually at a Mexican restaurant, those refreshments, they don't get empty. Especially those little clear ones with the lemons. I don't know what those things are, but those are good. It's a joke. Ha ha ha. I'm not an alcoholic, okay? And that's how you do fractions, decimals, and percents. Remember, positive is taxes and tips. Negatives are discounts. And sentence problems, you do is of, percent over 100. Those are the two test questions that I will ask you. I won't ask you to change 42.7 into a percent or whatever. I'm not going to ask you to do that. Most of y'all know how to do that. So, let's look at the test. If I can find this, I've got so much open right now. Hold on. Well, I guess there it is. All right, where y'all is? There y'all is. We're going to go through and we're going to edit your test. So I can put some hard problems on there so y'all can fail. There it is, edit. Next. Gotta fix a couple of these because I gotta make sure. Last day of class, that one's not good. Remove. Here's the final exam. I guess I didn't have that any question. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I have to look at them, sorry. It's got one on there. I was supposed to have it. Let's see, that one's okay. There it is. Week of finals. It's the second one. There it is. Well, that is old. I don't even put a date on that one. Now I'll go over here. Where's fall? I know I did it. When is y'all's exams? The 29th through the 6th? Somebody check. What is it? I told y'all the first week of class. What day is the exams? There it is. That one's called Exam Fall 2016. All right, I got it. Exam Fall 2016. There it is. And last day of class, Fall 2016. These things, I don't know why they all bunched up together. They don't need to be bunched up together. If I change that, all right, next, I think that's it. Save and aside. Let's see what next says. Okay, yeah. Today is September the 14th, and I'll make it due September 21st at 11:59. What? Why did I make it 11:59 p.m.? Because if I change it to 12 o'clock, it'll say 12 o'clock a.m. and some people will say, well, I thought you meant lunchtime the next day. So I don't give you that excuse. 11:59 p.m., that means dark. The local news has went off and that means dark. Yep. Hold on, I ain't got to the homework yet. Can I finish with the test, please? Hammy? I'm kidding. 3 times. If the attempt is interrupted, students may re-access and complete on their own. You got 90 minutes to take the test. After 90 minutes, there's a thing that comes up that says you are a loser if you haven't finished. I think I've done all that. Save and assign. So your test is assigned. Now there's a great thing about this program that we use. If you go back to your main menu and your courses and you click on to your course, there's this thing with boxes that comes up. What's that called? Calendar. Okay, yours don't have a box. Why is this flipped? This one's different. Okay, well, there you go. Available today. And watch what happens when you go to next week. It'll say due. Your test is due. So that takes care of that. Now, let's look at the homework. I'll do it after the termination day. Remind me after the termination day. I know you will. Homework. And y'all are doing 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.6, and 11.1. That's that copy. If you want to do it too, that's fine. I'm going to take your grade. If you don't want to do the copy, y'all read the email. If you don't want to do the copy, then I'll take your grade off of the 5.3 homework and I'll transfer it over. Okay? What happened is when I went in and gave everybody those extra points for that question, it locked out the homework for everybody. So I had to make a new homework so people that didn't do the homework, all the homework, could go back in. So the best thing to do is just take the 5.3 homework and not worry about it. But I know somebody's not going to do that. So I'll have to transfer grades over because there's always what? There's always one. Wonder who that is. Did you do that copy? See? I told you. I know, I'm just picking at you. All right, so let's go ahead and do the homework. So the homework started here, so I need to pick out 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.6, 11.1, and the copy. And the homework, the test starts on the 14th. But since this is y'all's first homework, I'm gonna make it due. I'm gonna make the homework due on the 19th. Usually I cut it off before the test or the day of the test. But since I know there's some slackers in here, I'm gonna leave it to the 14th. So now let's go back and look at what this thing does. It's amazing. You go back to your homework now. Y'all know I'm being sarcastic. Okay. Yeah, I am. Go back to your homework, and I get to go back there. What does it do? Assignments. I forgot. This is called assignments. And if you go to your, look at there, it has homework due. Look at there. And if you go back to your original page, I guess it's called your dashboard, it'll put on there that your homework is due. Even if it tell you right here, look there. And you can hit this, and look there. It's amazing. Now let's look at the test. Can you click on the test? Now this is amazing also. The test will ask you if you got sense enough to know if you're ready to take the test or not. Okay? I thought I hit the test. Did I not hit the test? See? Right here, it says, are there kids running around? Is there a thunderstorm outside? Is it flooding outside? Is the, do you need to take the test right now? That's what this is saying. It's saying, I hope you got sense enough to know there's thunder and lightning outside not to take the test. The kids are running around. The dog is running around chasing the kids, and they got milk and sippy cups and everything's going crazy. No. Just remember, a bottle of refreshment or a big glass of refreshment, everybody's asleep, that's when you take the test. There's nothing outside, there's no bolts of lightning. Y'all think I'm being funny, but I have to tell people this. There are people that will come up to me and said, yeah, I started to take the test last night. I said, well, what time did you start taking the test? About 9 o'clock. What was happening at 9 o'clock? Oh, we were under a severe tornado warning. And they're taking the test. Do not take the test during a tornado warning, huh? Listen, I get all time. Start test. And there it is. I give you those 10 bonus questions. Okay, there's one. Go ahead and do that one. 1/4 plus 1/10. What's the first thing you got to do? Find a what? Common denominator. Oh my gosh, those cookies are good. I don't know what kind they are, but they sure are good. I got coconut in them. I got a cookie, you ain't got none. Plus 1 over 10. Common denominator is, darn, I was hoping y'all say 40, so I could jump on y'all. Everybody, that's what they usually do. Why is it a problem? Can you do the problem? Yes. But what happens at the end? And what do you forget to do on the test? Reduce. That was a piece of lemon, if y'all didn't know what that was. I didn't touch anything. Got bad things in my drink if you will. There it is. Okay, 4 will go into 25 times 1 is 10 will go into 20. 2 times. Thank you. I had a brain bubble there. 5 plus 2 is 7. So 7 over 20. If you did use 40 and you remembered to reduce, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just extra what? Work. So you hit your handy dandy. You can do this to 7, hit the division symbol, and 20. And you feel good about yourself. Do not hit submit. Why? Because it says right here, submit what? Test. That's why they put it up here in the top right hand corner. Your submit button on your homework is where? Down here. So that means you don't need to hit that. What the heck does this say? Hold on. A man purchased a used car for $1,000. He decided to sell it for 40% above the purchase price. This happens to me. He could not sell the car, so he reduced his asking price by 40%. If he sells the car at reduced price, will he have a profit or a loss? Or will he break even? You would be so surprised how many people hit, he's going to break even. No, that's not the answer. So do it. Could you use the Walmart equation here? Yes, you could. Or you could throw your pencil down in anger and quit. Well, you don't need a calculator for this. Because what is 10% of 1,000? $100. So what would 40% be? 4 times 100 is 400. So 1,000 plus 400. Well, I'll just add another decimal to it. I suck. There we go. 1,400. So he's asking, this must be a POS. $1,400 for this car. And he puts it out there on the side of the road, puts a $1,400 sign on it, and it sits out there for the crickets are chirping, and he signs out everything he said. So he decides to take 40% off. So that would be what? 1,400 minus 0.40 times 1,400, and that's equal to blank. Well, 10% is 140. 560. Somebody help me with that. What's 40% of 400? 1,400. Is it 840? I thought it was 560. Of course it is. So 500 minus 560 is what? $840. Mr. Businessman lost what? He lost $160. That's why you can't use the is of percent of 100 with that type question. Now, what do you mean? Well, if you look at this, you can't just back in the original price. The original price has to either come from a sign or you have to figure it algebraically. Yes, what?
This is on two years.
What'd you say?
29 cents right here, 1 cents. This is obviously very low in the years.
You kidding? This probably is. Thank you for telling me that.
Like percentages. And they try to trick you to say 40% and then the same percentage.
Yeah.
So that you can go back and
Well, thanks for telling me that, because I do one of these problems on that, and I do it in here, so that's good. At least I'm doing my job. Somewhat. All right, so you hit dang old. Anytime you see a T's one, let me know. Anytime, standardized test. Man will have a loss of 160. Next question. Oh yeah, there's one we did in class one day. Go ahead and do it. I'll tell you what the symbols are in case because it's hard to see them. It's 6 minus 2 over 15 divided by 8 plus 3/5. So that divided and that plus looks kind of the same. What do I do this? Nope. Probably show up a little bit better. What's the first thing that I tell y'all to do? Not people that know how to do it, people that don't know how to do it. What's the first thing you need to do? Make everything a what? A fraction. Make everything a fraction. So 6 over 1 minus 2 over 15 divided by 8 over 1 plus 3 over 5. Now there's something else I'm going to tell you. You can do this, I'll go ahead and tell you, you can do this problem 4 or 5 different ways. I'm going to tell you how to do it the easiest way and the most basic way. 1, you make everything a fraction. 2, do you get 2 common denominators or do you get 1? 1. 1 makes the problem, you have to work a little bit, but at the end of the problem, it's reduced as far as it'll go. Okay? Now, if you want to mess around and get a 15 and a 5 and cry about it when you get the problem wrong, I'm sorry. But I'm telling you how to do it, and that is to get a common denominator of what? 15. So I'm going to put a 15 here, a 15 here, divided by 15 here, and 15 here. Now, Hubert, don't you got to do something with the division symbol? Not until I get rid of those parentheses. Parentheses is concrete block. You can do anything you want to inside those parentheses. Okay? Because it doesn't, that division doesn't affect the parentheses, it affects that number. But the parentheses is kind of like a shield. So 1 will go into 15. 15 times 6 is what? 90. Thank you, class. 15 will go into 15. 1 times 2 is 15. 1 will go into 15. 15 times 8, 120. 5 will go into 15. 3 times 3, 9. Can I keep going? Yes. The very last step is when you divide, because everything's in parentheses. Please excuse my hearing. Sally, parentheses comes first. So 90 minus 2 is 89 over 15, divided by 129 over 15. Now what? Now you multiply by the what? Reciprocal, Hubert. Thank you, class. It's always nice to have interaction. Don't know why I have to beg for it. 15 over 129. Oh my goodness, look what happens to the 15s. What happens to them? They cancel. Now, you may be able to reduce I'm not going to worry about that. 89 over 129. That's up to you if you want to reduce it. I mean, I'm not worried about that. That's something you should be able to do on your own. I'm just going to put that 129 looks awful primish to me. I guarantee you, that's progress right there. If you did not know how to do fractions when you came into this classroom, and you know how to do this, that makes my day. That means you're using your what's it called? Brain, yeah. 89 over, this is 6 cents for it. I went down to Charleston this weekend to visit my daughter, and we always go to Seaweeds down there. Anybody ever been to Seaweeds? Oh my gosh. Oh, they took this old, it's between Charleston and Georgetown. Georgetown North? Yeah, between there. It's a little gas station on the side of the road. They gutted it out and made it into a restaurant. And you still got the old shelves. I mean, you remember the old, now when I was growing up, you didn't have grocery stores. There were these stores that were back around the 40s and the 20s in the communities. That was a convenience store, but it was also a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what this place was, because it had the old shelves that you saw on Little House on the Prairie, you know, the shelves on the walls. And anyway, go down there. If you ever get a chance to go down there, it's about 5, you know where you go to the Isle of Palms? You go past about 5 or 6 miles past that. And they have great food there. It's a seafood place, and it was just, anyway. The last time I went down there besides this weekend was 3 or 4 years ago. And I might have told y'all the story, might not have. And the girl, I went to pay my bill, and I had cash, which is usually very odd because I don't carry cash because I spend it. You have to use my card so I don't spend it as much. I know that sounds crazy, but if you're like me and you have cash, it burns a hole in my pocket, and I have to get rid of it. So anyway, I had cash that night, and the bill was for 6 people. There was 4 and then 2 people with us, and I paid for it. And it was like $156.56 or something like that. It was right. Anyway, I paid the bill, but I left the tip in with it, and I gave them if it was $125, I gave them $150. See what I'm saying? And I gave them $150, but I gave her 56 cents. She held on to it after she rung it up, and I said, "Here's 56 cents." She just stood there. She had the $150 here, and it was $125.56. That's it. It was $125.56. So what was the tip? Good job. All right. She sat there like this, and she said, "What's the 56 cents for?" And I went, "Where's your manager?" And the manager came over, and I told him, I said, "You better check this register at night." I said, "Because you got somebody that's running this register that don't know how to do simple change." I said, "I gave her $150, and I gave her 56 cents, and she don't know what to do with it."
That money was like $1.61. I gave her the children $2.61. $2.10 and $1. She's still there, and she was like, it's 61 cents.
You have to explain what you're giving. That's pathetic.
I want 2 quarters back.
Oh, this is second to drive-through. Since you brought the drive-through, I asked for a couple of hash browns. You know what they said? "How many would you like?"
Maybe they need to make sure. Because your idea of the couple, and their idea of the couple may not be the same. They might throw.
Okay, well then I'll just marry 4 women. There's no way in hell I would marry 4 women. Oh, one's enough. Okay, so that's your answer there, and then you keep on going. I'm going to shut it down in 3 minutes because I got to have extra time to try to get before they bombard the back door. What? I'm trying to do as many as I can. All right, I'm going to tell you to write these down so you can work on them. 144 and 424. Find the GCD and the LCM. 144 and 124. (14/5) times 25/7. You can cancel that. That's a canceling. 14/5 times 25/7. .074 divided by .00004, and write the answer in scientific notation. You're supposed to do it by scientific notation. So that'd be 7.4 times 10 to the second negative 2 over 4.0 times 10 to the negative 5. And then you add exponents and do your thing. This is a pie chart question. This is a percentage question. It's in the pie chart area, the percentage area, 11.1. A company has 7,010 employees. Use the graph who missed 1 to 2 days a year. Well, what's 1 to 2 days? So 24% of 70/10 is what number? That's a sentence question. Okay, yeah, round to the nearest whole number. Because these are bodies, these are people working, so they don't want a decimal. 0.5 men, 0.5 people. Yeah, something like that. So you would say 24% of 7,010, or whatever number that is, that number will change on your test. So 22 or 24% of 70/10, 0.24 times 7,010. (35% of what number is 245? That's a sentence question. 35 over 100 is equal to 245 over x. This is a scientific notation question. Just put waterfall scientific notation. That's a bonus question. This is where you want to hit the bonus question. No, it's not. A farmer purchased before blah, 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 determine the percent increase. Okay, I didn't cover this, so I will give you the way to do it. New minus old over old. Always remember that. New minus old over old. And sometimes you need to multiply by 100, because usually they want another percent. New minus old over old. If I made $50,000 last year, and this year I made $60,000, what's the percent increase? Well, then that would be new 60,000 minus 50,000 over the old, which is 50,000. So in this case, a farmer recently purchased her neighbor's farm. Before the purchase, the farmer owned 343 acres. So what is that? Old. So 343 over 343. After the purchase, she owned 501. And somebody print that out and multiply it by 100. If it comes out positive, that means it's a what? Y'all didn't answer my question. I'm asking interaction here. If it's positive, that means it increase. If it's a negative, that means it's a decrease. So what did it come out to do? 46% increase. How does it increase? Because it didn't have a negative in front of it on the calculator. New minus old over old. My first semester teaching, I had to pick person called me up and asked me, that was working at Tri-County Tech. She was vice president, and she was doing a report. And she said, how do I find the percentage increase? New minus old over old, multiply by 100. So that's applicable in any type setting. Now I said I was going to let y'all go at 2 o'clock. That's not when y'all's class is over. So 2:10, I still got 8 minutes. I want to get through this test for y'all. Doing this for y'all because I want you to fail. You don't have to use the number line. Plus, you have $6. You owe $1. 5. That's bonus. Okay, write that one down. We did that one for homework. I remember doing this one. I think it was 40, 50, and 60. Oh, 1 over 10, you need to move up, plus 1 over 30, plus 1 over 50. I was saying, can you see better while you're up here? Where'd your buddy go? What is she sitting there? Oh, I thought, oh, she was here the other day. Okay. 1 over 10 plus 1 over 30 plus 1 over 50. Common denominator, probably 300. Next question. What is, you owe $2, you have 3. You have 1, so that's positive. You owe 5 and you owe 7. You owe 12, negative 12. You owe 3 and you owe 4. I could have made those harder, couldn't I? You owe 1, you owe 4. Huh? I heard enunciate and volume. Enunciate means, well, negative 5, and then you have 6, you have 1. So your answer is 1. This is scientific notation. 5.9 times 4 is 23.6, I think. And then you take 2 minus 4, that's negative 2. But you're going to have to change it to scientific notation because 20.6 or 23.6 is not in scientific notation. So it's going to be 1 to the right, which will be negative 2 plus 1 is going to be negative 1. So your answer is going to be 22.36 times 10 to the negative first power. Something like that. Bonus. Bonus. Prime factorization of 99. That ain't hard. Why? Because what number goes into 99? 11. And 11 is going to knock it down to 9, and then 3 times 3, so it's 3 times 3 times 11. Bonus. 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 Okay, write that one down. That'd be 4.1 times 10 to the what? Negative third. Because the negative 2 turns into a positive 2. And 8.4 will go in there 2.1 times. So that one you can do in your head. 2.1 times 10, negative 5 plus 2 is what? Negative 3. Bonus. 3 over 5 plus 3 over 10. I think we did one like that one. And that's it. Let me call the roll. Let me turn this thing off so it can be doing what it's doing.